Just one careless moment, and the massive machine is stuck, frozen in place, unable to move an inch. From here begins the tough and dramatic rescue of this tractor. Welcome to Tractor Moment. Hey, do you recognize this machine? That's a John Deere stuck in the mud. With a heavy plow trailing behind, it's like a monster chained down. The towing rope is so thin it looks like thread, barely capable of facing this multi-ton steel beast. They threw away the flimsy noodle, like rope, and replaced it with a steel cable as strong as the driver's will. Then, with one decisive pull, the John Deere monster surged out of the mud as if it had never been trapped. Perhaps the mistake from the start wasn't the depth of the mud, but trusting a rope too weak to fight alongside. The engine roars, the cable tightens like a guitar string before a performance. The small but tough John Deere 455, equipped with a 0.9L 3-cylinder Yanmar diesel engine producing 22 horsepower, enters an uneven battle against a deadly mud pit. With a long pulling distance and sticky mud refusing to let go, it stood no chance alone. But when its teammate arrived, the two machines worked together like modern-day war horses. Through pulling power, strategy, and teamwork, they rescued their trapped comrade in a spectacular recovery. A heavy-duty John Deere was nearly swallowed by the swamp, its rear wheels deeply sunk, with thick mud gripping tightly as if it refused to let go. The situation was so dire that only the engine hood remained visible above the muddy sea. With no other option, they brought in another heavy hauler, beginning a battle between steel and soil. As the roar of both machines echoed, the John Deere seemed to struggle for life in the desperate swamp. Then snap, a shocking moment. The seemingly strong cable couldn't withstand the immense tension and snapped in an instant. A reminder that, in battles with mud, one weak link is enough for everything to fall apart. The situation was tense, the JD thrashed wildly, and then the effort paid off. Each wheel turned slowly but steadily as the powerful machine rose from the deadly mud pit, boldly declaring nature may be harsh, but it won't bring down the stubborn fighter. Another steel warrior falls into Mother Nature's slimy trap, the AGCO Alice 6.175A. Equipped with a Deutz BFSL9 Ward 3C turbo intercooler 6-cylinder engine producing 178 horsepower, 133 kW, is a true monster in the field. But behind it is a tank as heavy as an anchor, turning each wheel rotation into a hopeless struggle against thick, sticky mud. It hasn't fallen yet, but this battle won't be easy. But after just 15 minutes of struggle, sheer willpower and skill helped the tractor break free from the mud and rise strong. A true proof that real effort will always find a way. Do you believe in the power of will? Leave a comment below and let us know. The wheels spun helplessly as the mud clung on like a giant python, gradually draining the machine's power. Even with a teammate coming in to help, the John Deere remained nearly powerless in this vicious swamp, a place where even raw strength must bow without strategy and luck. The lead support vehicle pulled so hard it scraped the ground, but then it too was swallowed by the swamp, sinking deep into the thick mud. Another machine rushed into the fight, continuing the chain of escape attempts. Do you think they'll make it out of this sticky mess? Take a guess and leave a comment below. Waterlogged fields with soft mud and deep sinkage are a brutal battlefield for any tractor that's not properly equipped. And then, the teammates arrived. Could they pull the tractor out? As expected, the machine was pulled up easily, as if the mud had only been pretending to hold on. Due to the extremely harsh terrain and mud as slippery as oil, movement for these two John Deere beasts became extremely difficult. Despite their impressive power, both were held back in the swampy field because of the heavy plow trailing behind. The seemingly invincible machine was now trapped by the very ground it sought to conquer. Then they made a smart decision. Let one machine pull the disc plow ahead to lighten the load for the other. When the right method is applied, even the swamp can't stop these machines from advancing. The heavy-duty John Deere looked swallowed by a hellish swamp, completely helpless against the brutal grip of the mud. But then, two support machines charged into battle, their engines roaring like thunder. With one explosive and powerful pull, they tore through the death trap, dragging the green beast from the swamp in a spectacular escape. True to the spirit of steel warriors that don't back down, two New Holland machines were on their way back after harvesting when they suddenly got deeply stuck on a mud-covered road. Their giant wheels turned into clumps of sticky mud, spinning uselessly, turning their return journey into an unexpected rescue mission. Despite trying their best for a long time, there was still no sign of progress. Then, after tense minutes of struggling, their efforts paid off. Both machines slowly began to move, shaking off the thick mud that clung like chains, escaping the muddy road in joy, as if they had just won a fierce battle. A Case IH was being devoured by the soft swamp, And despite pulling from every angle, trying every strategy, the machine didn't move an inch. The engine roared like the scream of a trapped beast, but the mud coldly held on to its prey.
Çocuk. Adam gir.
The T40 was pinned between gravel as slick as grease. With a D37 or D144 four-cylinder diesel engine, it was no match for today's modern giants and seemed destined to give up. Yet, under the skilled hands of its operator, the old machine quietly pulled its heavy load across the gravel field, as if challenging fate itself. The situation looked quite complicated, but thanks to the powerful pull from its teammate, the Kubota LA723 was pulled up with ease. The New Holland was stuck with half of its front wheel submerged in thick mud. But ahead, two powerful teammates stood ready. The rope tightened, and the pulling force was about to be unleashed. The rescue began. Even with two powerful companions assisting, pulling the tractor out of the mud was no easy task. After a tense tug of war, the roar of all three engines blended into a mechanical symphony. Then, a miracle happened. The machine slowly emerged from the thick mud, escaping the treacherous trap, leaving behind a clear testament that nature is not easily defeated. Even the monster, undefeated on all terrains, had its day of helplessness before nature's brutal trap. Despite its three-cylinder 0.9L diesel engine producing 50 horsepower, this John Deere 550D still succumbed to the heavy bog. Luckily, after removing the rear bucket, the machine became lighter and was pulled out easily. With such rugged and mountainous terrain, I don't think the Kubota LA76 is suitable. It's better suited for light work and stable ground. And then the Chevrolet Silverado 1500 appeared and became the savior of Kubota LA76 in a difficult situation. This method is also a creative idea when there's no other help available. but I think it only suits light machines in less extreme situations.
Well, you better plant some trees in there.
Those hay bales may seem harmless, but once soaked with water, they're as heavy as rolling concrete. The tractor struggled against both mud and weight, slipping with every move, sinking deeper into despair. Luckily, a mighty truck came to assist like a hero without a cape. The two machines roared like thunder and broke the stalemate with power and pride. The heavy tank and rough terrain caused the John Deere to lose balance and tip over in an instant. A hard fall for the green giant.
Astakun. Hey!
This giant is stuck in the mud with a plow behind it. Though it has a powerful engine like a real monster, it still couldn't move because of the massive weight it was dragging. After struggling in the mud for a while, the engine roared to the sky like a challenge to nature. With strong support from its fellow John Deere, the machine finally began to inch forward, slowly escaping the stubborn muddy trap. Unbelievable. The king of all terrains, the Kate 701, got stuck in a soft field. With its massive body and legendary power, who would have thought it would fall victim to the same mud it had conquered hundreds of times before? The wheels spun in despair, mud splattering everywhere, but the machine remained still, as if nailed to the ground. It writhed and strained in vain for a long time, yet the stubborn mud clung on, refusing to release the giant machine. It seemed all effort had reached its limit, with the wheels spinning hopelessly and the swamp swallowing the machine whole. But no, the steel monster with a heavy-duty engine at its heart and masterful control rose from despair. A spectacular escape proving that determination and strength can overcome even nature's deadliest traps.